not really a big threat when you're on the show. much
that,
lighter.
The other child of ours.
yes, our child.
Our child.
Camera a little bit.
Back. What's going on, bro? Seeing people in there.
I think we're about the same size on screen.
Cool. People hitting me up.
All right.
Oh, you seeing Scarrow? Oh, snap. That's what's up. What's up?
Oh, yeah. Scarrow got to go play Marathon.
Yeah. Jelly, man. I got to get to that.
I sent him a message already. I was like, I know you can't say a damn thing, but I was like, I'm sure that NDA was thick.
Oh, hell yeah. You already know.
you know they're not messing around on that one.
Not playing no games with that.
You got to see Marathon? Yeah, no touchy. Tweet's already out.
All right, let me get the tweet. I am not professional right now. I am
amateur status.
Yeah, I'm scraggling in, coming in the back door late. All right, there's the tweet. Let's get some people in the room. All right. Boom. Okay, eyes ready.
All right. Recording's going. How's audio check sound for everybody? Quick audio check before we actually go. This is Ebontis talking in podcast voice, whatever you want to call that. It's not my YouTuber voice, not, hey everybody, this is Ebontis, and welcome to this video of random stuff that I'm going to talk about today. That's that voice.
Yes. We like podcast Ebontis voice and video Ebontis voice.
What about ASMR from last week? Was that okay? Or
yes, that was hilarious. I actually like that.
If you missed that one, let's go ahead and tune back into the previous episode. That was one moment. Yeah, it's not probably the greatest thing though when you get a comment on a YouTube video that you might have an ASMR voice, which is not completely offensive, but it also means you might be putting him to sleep. So I've had some odd feedback over the years on the videos. Like some people are like, oh, you have a nice voice on ASMR. I'm like, first off, I hate my voice. So that's a thing, but most of us do actually. If you sit there and focus on make enough content, you edit it, you get past it. But when people are like, oh, I really like your voice for sounds like ASMR, I'm like, okay.
That's not encouraging, but okay.
I was like, am I putting you to sleep? Is it that boring? What's happening? It's like the soothed tones of damn it.
Soothed tones of E.
I've gone too far with the smoothness, and now they're sleeping on me. It does help the engagement and the retention on the videos, though. If you put them to sleep and they fall asleep at the keyboard or the device. Just watch that whole playlist. Next recommended video. I mean, you got to really get that secret. Yeah, I really just hypnotize them and get okay. Anyway, all this is messiness aside. Silence on the set in 5, 4, 3.
All right, and we are live. The last word, LordCognito, Ebontis, fresh on that Thursday campfire, back in the mix of Revenant. How are we doing, E? How's it going, man?
Doing pretty good. Played some Destiny, played some Diablo, played mostly those two for the past week or so. A little bit of both in between. Played some Starfield, but we talked about that last week.
Nice.
I'll be curious to see how far you are, just as a quick kind of touch on that one.
Yeah, I beat it. You need to listen to Defining Duke. It's out now.
Is it out now? And I was like, all right, that'll be like when I go take the dogs for a walk. I'll just zoom ahead and be like, what are you playing? I'm like, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you especially need to listen to it.
Well, kind of get your initial thoughts. I'll be curious because I know where Maddie was and he was closer to where I was. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Destiny, Diablo launching almost the same time. I was waiting for Diablo to launch Monday afternoon, and I was stuck at home because I wasn't feeling that great. So I was like, oh, well, silver lining for feeling like junk for 3 days. I might actually get to play. And no, instead of launching at 6 p.m., they delayed the launch to have a synchronous launch for everybody. And they ended up launching at maybe 11. I went to bed. I was like, I can't start at 11 and then do Destiny the next day. So I got up, played for a little bit before Destiny went live, then played Destiny. We'll talk about that. And kind of bouncing back and forth between the two. And then next week, just a heads up to everybody. it's looking like I'm going to be out of town. We'll know for sure soon, but probably going to be out of town for that one. So that will be kind of the dungeon review and thoughts of that pushed a little bit, and then that'll kind of give everybody a chance to catch up on it. But I'll likely be out, and since I'm hosting, I don't imagine these two are going to probably do the dungeon discussion without me, so that might be a little weird.
Yeah, we will definitely need you for that.
They'll be like, pass, big pass. So that's what I've been doing outside of, it's like finally feeling better. But yeah, this past weekend I was just felt like crap, and it's never fun just to feel junky. So it's kind of good to be back. I do want to reach out and say, anybody who is in the path of the hurricane, we hope you are okay. Yes. Truly, I've seen some pictures of like 5 feet of sand in somebody's living room. I honestly cannot picture some of that stuff. I think it did weaken pretty quick once it actually got to Florida, because it was like it went to Hurricane 5 like 180 90 like miles an hour in 10 hours, some crazy thing, and then I think it kind of dwindled a little bit with what was up there. But I know there's still plenty of damage and people are still recovering from Helene, so it's just kind of awful across all of that stuff that's been hit the last few weeks. So
yeah, send some love out there, man. It's a rough time, you know, and for those in my fellow Floridians out there, you know, hopefully, you know, people are safe, and those who had evacuated. And I heard about like 3 million without power. So that's the part that's really concerning.
Yeah,
I don't know how I would do without power. That is one of the worst things. You are really crippled. So yeah, salute to everybody going through it, and hopefully, you know, people are getting the support they need.
Indeed.
But
what about you? What else you been up to?
Oh, it's been sports and games.
Yeah, I know. You got some hype going into your team here. This has been. Why do they? I mean, I will say for you gotta have your blood pressure checked, because they keep waiting until like the last inning to pull some stuff off here that they're doing. I'm going, you guys are playing it rough on your fans,
bro. This is like cardiac arrest every game. You're on the edge of your seat, and then something magical happens. So shout out to the New York Mets. I've been loyal to this damn Bad News Bears franchise for so long.
So honest question, because I truly not as knowing on the baseball history of a lot of things. Have they won a series, and how long's it been? Like, I don't know what their history is with it.
The Mets have won 2, one in 69 and one in 86, which is the one I remember as a kid.
Yeah,
so I remember I was young. We watched that, and then I stood loyal to it. It was the most magical. The thing about the Mets, they don't win, right?
Yeah.
They're the second-class citizens in the team of the Yankees.
Yeah.
We are the laughing stock. They lose in the most embarrassing ways, right? Like, literally, like this team, me and Maddie have a joke. We say Xbox has a lot of Mets energy.
stepping on rakes left all over the place. Yeah.
That's the Mets. Like, you just become accustomed to be joked, harassed, and teased. That's being a Mets fan, right? So that's our life. That's what we do. When you see another Mets fan, you're like, oh wow, it's one of us.
So where would you put the NFL equivalency for the Mets? I'm curious, actually.
Cleveland Browns.
I was actually going to say the same thing.
Cleveland Brown fans. I understand your pain.
Do they have Deshaun Watson right now, who's like completely useless? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
He like walked off and like abandoned mid game. I'm going, what are you doing?
Yeah, Cleveland Browns, New York Mets, that's that same energy. So pretty much, the thing about the Mets, though, is when they do win, it's the most magical storybook. Oh, my God, the ball went through someone's legs.
Oh, man.
That type of win. So when you get one, you're like, oh, my God, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. So, yeah, like, it was just a magical. And then shout out to your twin. You know who I feel you look like.
You said twin, and I'm like, I did not know I had a twin.
Yes. Pete Alonso. Like, my favorite player on the Mets is Pete Alonso. You are Pete Alonso's twin. Like, you got to really take a look at Pete
Alonso.
Yes. The polar bear. That's our guy. That's my guy, right?
I don't know what to take of that.
The polar bear, man. That's you. I'm telling you. Look at Pete Alonso. That's you. All you got to do is get dyed of hair.
Oh, my hair is brown. What's his?
I think it feels like
he's always wearing a hat in all these pictures. So
it's like a light brown, but yeah, that's your twin out there.
I mean, yeah,
same side profile, side profile specifically, for sure. Nose, the whole bit. So yeah, so they did their thing, but yeah, Mets winning, and then obviously we got our Niners tonight. But as far as games, playing, I can talk about that. I'm playing Metaphor. I'm not going to say what I'm doing in Metaphor because the embargo is crazy. But they said
I
I
believe
can
that. But you can say that you're playing it for review, kind of thing. Cool.
I'm playing it for review, and I am enjoying the hell out of it. It's been.
I mean,
great.
some reviews are out, right?
Yeah. I know. I'm just being extra careful.
No, that's totally fine. I was just going to say there are different. In case you don't know, there are media, there are content. There's different reviews and embargoes for all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so the game is fantastic. I cleared the first dungeon. Mechanic, story, just phenomenal. It is really a great game, and they start to open up how much depth the game has with all the systems and stuff, and I'm really impressed. So kudos to them. I think Atlas, if they keep this up, and I obviously got to see this thing through, this could be a contender. This could definitely be a contender for sure.
I keep hearing, like, was it Barrett on Kind of Funny gave it a 10 out of 10. It's his game of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sitting. What does somebody say, like Japanese game of the year or something along those lines for the? No, just for everything for this year. It was where is it? I'm trying to look for like a list of like top picks this year. Games. Because it was Metaphor Refantasio.
Yes.
Elden Ring's DLC was another one. Astrobot was another one.
Yes.
And then there was like one more.
Critics,
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was another one. And they're all like upper 90s, and they're all from Japanese studios. And it's just like they have been absolutely killing it this year. So it's
man, highly recommend. I know it's a commitment, but it's like, man, if you could sneak it in, at least try it. You know,
I mean, the demo I downloaded. Yeah, I was gonna say I downloaded the demo.
Yeah,
I haven't touched it yet, though. I just haven't had time. But I was gonna ask, like, how does the demo let you see? Does the demo let you see potential, or does it dive into those systems you're talking about? How? I mean, I heard it was like 6 to 10 hour demo, so it's not short.
Yeah. Both. It definitely gives you a beautiful walkthrough from the beginning, gives you the story context, which is actually pretty solid. And then again, the characters, the system was some of the best voice acting. And I'll be honest, as a person who doesn't really, not a hardcore Persona guy like that, you know, I get it, the school setting in Persona and stuff like that. I'm like, I get certain people why they would like that.
Yeah.
This is more for
full fantasy, right?
Yeah. Full fantasy, mature crowd, and some stuff going on. They got some themes. They got some.
I heard a couple of them. We don't need to bring them up on air, but I was like, we're going to touch on this, and okay. Yeah, I mean, it was like, well, the ones I heard, so we'll just throw them out there. One was classism. You got racism in there. I'm going, okay, cool, fun stuff, great.
Yes.
Just easy, simple topics to break down, but you got 80 hours or something, whatever, to break it down. I hear, so you're gonna have some time to dig in. But I've only heard good things, so it's definitely one I don't know if I'll fit in, but it feels like it justifies like its place on the pantheon of the year for sure.
And for me, which is huge, is the fact that it's a Windows kind of Xbox Play Anywhere game, which I love, which is rare because normally only the Game Pass ones are. That it is not a Game Pass game. So basically what it is if I could play it on Xbox, I can play it on the app on the Xbox app on PC and continue that cross progression stuff. And that's huge, especially these big long games.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
you got a trip. Hey, I'll work on more of that here or whatever. So
like shout out to Baldur's Gate who does it. Shout out to Cyberpunk that does it as well. I love those huge games that actually offer cross progression depending on the platform.
I mean, it's not that hard, like to have a cloud save and have a pull from different places. So I feel like more and more stuff should probably do that.
Yeah, so that's it. And then the last thing, I actually did start Diablo very early, a couple of hours in. I just wanted to mess with Spiritborn and see what's going on.
It's legit.
I did. Yeah, I'm doing like the poison centipede.
That's what I took all the way through my review. I reviewed it, took it all the way through the whole campaign, basically took it into a little bit of in-game in the preview. I went centipede like the whole way. For me, that was what I enjoyed.
So I got the poison armor, poison punch. I got some long range eagle throwing thing, and
spinny thing.
I didn't do that one. It's almost like darts. Like
I know what you're talking. And they come back to you.
Yeah.
I tried the eagle for me, and again, I need to try it again. Like I started with the gorilla in this run, and it is slower and kind of tankier. The big ultimate's kind of cool. Think about the centipede. When you get the ultimate, man, that thing lasts forever. And I can be in one room of a dungeon, walk to another. He like goes underground and pops up in the next room, keeps cooking in the next room for me. Like the centipede stuff is legit. Like I fully agree. Like that's kind of it's got me right now.
I like it, and like I said, I just like the fact that as a person who really liked Diablo the base game, one of the things that really impressed me was the fact that the story was so good. Like the main campaign in a Diablo game was good. So the fact that this is a direct continuation and more story, and according to what you call these guys, they're talking about like almost every year they're gonna want to do more like content like
Sounds
this.
kind of what they're going for cadence wise, yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. Just get in, I get out. So I'm gonna knock that story out and getting going in that. And of course, Destiny,
Yeah.
little Revenant that we'll talk about.
So yeah, for me, Diablo, same thing. Been playing. I think I'm like level 42, but I played the whole review campaign. Know what to expect. Just put out my tips video this morning, so check that one out if you're looking to jump into the Vessel of Hatred. Couple things without spoiling story stuff. Like, make sure you pick up your mercenaries and then get a second one as soon as both of them unlock, so you can at least start helping them as soon as possible. So as soon as you get a mercenary and then their optional quest, at least go get one more. And then you can go back to campaign, do whatever you want, but at least do that. And then a couple other tips as well. But no, just a year of quality of life stuff for Diablo is seemingly felt. You know, they brought the level cap down to 60. So when I finished the campaign at like 55, I don't have to go grind another 40 levels doing the same stuff for no reason. I'm going to be at cap and then everything's Paragon, in-game grinding. I mean, I'm level 42 and I have a legendary in every slot. Nice. I just got my second unique. So, I mean, I'm sitting like maybe two-thirds through the campaign by level, I'm guessing, but I'm like decently through the campaign. I'm having fun with my build. And that's, I think, when they did Loot 2.0 or whatever it is back, I think it was season 4, I think Travis mentioned last week. But whenever they did the Loot 2.0, it's just fun. They kind of did some quality of life, like your bags and your gems and kind of the way things are stored, and nightmare dungeons are less of a pain in the butt. There's just a lot of stuff they've done, and it shows. Some people are like, is it a lot or a little, or is it too much? But I'm like, if you're enjoying Diablo and like you enjoyed it before and you're like, maybe the seasonal thing, you can jump straight into the new campaign if you just played it once before. And then if you jump in with like the new character, you've got 4 different play styles you can just mix up and play between. So that's actually been really nice. Yeah,
man, I like Diablo. It's a good palate cleanse, and I can get in, I can get out, you know, kind of thing. Yeah, so, yeah, I've been digging it.
Yep, it's been fun. As for Destiny, we did get our new episode. We got a teaser on Monday with the trailer. We got a teaser for the dungeon, which we'll talk about a little bit. But the new content launched. Now, just so everybody's aware, this is episode 2 for Destiny. Episode 2 of 3. There will be no more episodes after 3. We are done with episodes after this one. This one was done in a different format. So seasons previously had done week by week by week. Then we had episode 1, which was an act structure. So it would be 3 weeks of story content, kind of 3 weeks off, 3 weeks of story content. They changed it up after some feedback in this one, and I'll be curious how the feedback comes back this time. Because when you trim some of the weekly rotation fat off the meal is potentially a little more condensed, you could say. So some people were kind of joking around with how long was the campaign and the content and what you were doing. They did show a lot of Onslaught in the preview last week. Yeah. And that is the main thing that you're going to be doing if you are looking for the new seasonal stuff, is a fair amount of Onslaught. So if you enjoyed that, you got a new variation on it, different enemies, different maps, some updated weapons and stuff in there. And then we've got some story stuff going on, and we can kind of, I guess, do you want to give a little spoilery on what happened in the story here? Okay, we're a couple days in. So let them know what happened in the story. Kind of what's your first, when you jumped in, how'd it go? What happened?
My first impression off the bat was like the first mission in the first like 10 minutes was already better than anything the previous episode.
That might have been what I said to you back as well in Discord. I was like, a lot just happened, maybe more than the last 18 weeks, but yeah.
Yes. So shout out to, obviously we get to see Crow again, you know, Hunter Vanguard. We're investigating what's going on. It's obviously the echo now goes to Aramis, and I mean not Aramis, but Fickrell, from back in the day, the Barons and all that stuff.
Well, how many years ago was that now?
Wow, Forsaken launch, right?
6 years ago? Because Forsaken,
surprising? Yeah.
Because that would be what, the 3 year, 1, 2, 3, then the 4th year was Destiny 2. Yeah, it's like 5 or 6 years. Been a hot minute.
Forsaken with the Barons was a big deal. What's funny is I never thought that character would be this central figure that would outlast and continue. We would still be
of all things, I didn't see
he'd
be around.
Yeah, so obviously we see what's going on. You know, we get that going. I thought it was an interesting dynamic between Aramis as far as, because I didn't know what they were going to do with Aramis. Last time we saw her, first she was frozen. Then
Oh, it
she
was the whole
kind of
pirate thing and nothing really. It was kind of like, last episode where not a lot transpired because she got away. So it was this
Yes.
not a lot seemed to have really changed. So I agree. So I wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure. See, they're trying to do like a redemption arc potentially, with her. And then I thought it was interesting. The whole prisoner of war thing was kind of funny to me, like the willing thing. That was kind of cool. Did someone give me a news flash? When did Mithrax have some, death dealing, fatal poisoning?
I don't know. Apparently that happened a while ago. Somebody asked. I saw Bife answered at some point to somebody, but I'm sitting there just going. Apparently he's having
the Nez Cafe and the artifact he owns.
Oh, that's okay. That would make a little sense. The
that?
Nezarec type stuff, I guess, the effects of it. Maybe, but yeah, all of a sudden he's over in the corner, kind of on life support with like multiple personalities with life support on a server. I'm going, where did I miss this? Yeah, okay.
Where was this in the lore or cinematic?
Now we've got Nez Quick instead of Nez Cafe. Oh my
hilarious.
God. Instead of, what is it, Nez Quick? Like that chocolate milk type stuff. Did not know that was a thing.
Why they chef up a brew for him? They chef one up for Osiris.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so that was a little jarring, but I actually don't mind the kind of split personality thing they got going on with him. I think that's quite interesting.
But I feel like we just went through like a kind of an existential crisis with Saint. I was like, are we going to do an existential crisis thing with Mithrax now? Is this feeling kind of like rehashing the same thing? That's kind of why I was like, I don't know where this falls. You've got more characters around it, but Mithrax, I don't know. So I didn't know about it. So just Mithrax having some issues. I was going, this feels new to me, but I feel like I missed something.
I don't mind it with Mithrax only because I like the character, but sometimes I feel he's very one note. And I like this little flip a little bit. So I want to see what they do with that. Obviously, Ido is like the lovable, adorable.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's going down before Ido. We will sacrifice ourselves for Ido. It's what we do.
Yeah. So, obviously, look, so played that. And then I'm trying to remember now the whole conclusion, because obviously you do the mission. Oh, I thought the mission when you try to negotiate with Fickerel, with Crow, I thought that mission was cool because you go there, no one's really attacking you. You're in the Tangled Shore, I believe. It feels like you're in the Tangled Shore area. It feels like that. I think,
yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, you go to the base, you try to talk, and he's like, "You are not father. You wear his face. You are a fraud." Like I like they calls us dead thing because we're resurrected, kind of thing. So I like
same
that thing.
For him, in fairness,
exactly. So that didn't go well, and the mission I thought was cool with trying to carry an object out. Remember that one? You had to carry a thing out to try to blow the thing up, and that was that. But I'm trying to remember. Help me remember the end now. I'm trying to remember what was the ending now. We do all that. We do the botany stuff, and then we do free the people in Onslaught.
Yeah,
and that was kind of it. I don't remember another. It was kind of like I don't remember.
And now we're waiting. It's like, well, Fickerel got away, and now we've got to go chase him down. And that's kind of where the key field work will do something. I haven't done all of the unlocks for it because my time has been split. I've done some of them. Yeah, the key field work apparently probably has a bit more, but yeah.
And the field work was kind of like, hey, I went to Europa, find the
Those
object.
Those barely qualify as field work, man.
Yeah, that was like.
So the minor field work actually has more involvement than the major field work. The major field work, you go to like a chemistry set, make a new instance, kill 15 guys, and you're out. That's what 2 of them have been so far. I'm going, I had to do like a couple public events over here and then go do a couple other things for the minor stuff. They're all just kind of checklisty to go through.
But like I said, overall, it was short. It was in and out kind of thing. I thought the quality storytelling was better. I just felt, like I said, the actual gameplay, loop itself, what we were doing was definitely short. But look, I don't want to get too crazy. I know there's a lot of talk right now about, this is only not like an hour and a half, bro. Like this is I get it. But there's a part of me that's like, would I wanted this or would I wanted each step of that broken into 2
You imagine this broken into 3 weeks.
That would have been annoying.
But do you think that kind of reveals what the previous episode would be like with the filler cut? Do you think that's really like when you think about how much plot actually happens over the course of like a season? It used to be like an event, like 4 weeks of nothing, something happened, couple weeks, and then a finale, and now we just have acts where it's going to be like 1, 2, 3 things happen, and that's kind of what you get. And the everything was just like, hey, filler, go do this activity again, go do it again, go do it again.
Yeah.
So it's,
to their credit, I felt they filled a ton of cinematic stuff in between. You know what I'm saying? I give them. Now, I didn't think I was going to get as much cinematic or as much exposition and stuff that I felt was decent quality exposition.
It's better to get all of that in one chunk because it feels a little bit better. But it did feel short. I mean, I'm kind of with some people. It did feel on the short side, mostly because you're expecting like one more something. It felt like, I don't know. Like, I know it's Act 1, and I feel like at least we got to see Fick roll in the beginning.
Yes.
Now, I will say Crashing the Helm, that was a bit of a surprise.
Oh, I forgot about the biggest part. And Failsafe. Yes.
Failsafe taking the reins. She's like, I've had ships crash before. I know how this works. I was like, nice line. Yeah.
Nice.
So we're in a new social space, or a new space, kind of not social space, but kind of.
Yeah, the social space is dope.
Yeah, the last city kind of on the side here. You got Spider, you got Aramis down in her prison cell down below if you haven't gone to go see her. And then you've got Ido. And then you get to the tonic table, which is not the most intuitive thing in the world.
Very not intuitive. I watched your video.
By the way, and it's also kind of like, hey, it's like you need to discover more tonic recipes to be able to get more minor and major field work to go do. But it's just like all you do is you see 7, you're like, how do I get more? And they just when you create enough of a stack of one, then another variation just shows up on your like, and then like the upper icons change and everything. I'm going, tell somebody like, I literally saw Cactus do a tweet about it. I was sitting there just like, am I missing something? What am I not seeing?
And that stupid prompt at the bottom yelling at you all the time. I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, go get your ingredients off the shelf, which you don't have to do now, but I did have to do previously. Yeah. And then you go craft them. Then you have to wait for the animation. You could show me the take a swig animation one time. I don't need to see it every time. I'm glad you can make them in batches.
They proud of that animation, bro.
That's fine. Us see. Occasionally you turn into a chicken or nothing, and then you come back, and then you imbue them with light, and they pop out. And I'm kind of going, does it need to be a 3-stage process?
Yeah, it's too many steps.
I mean, the ingredients aren't required, but now I got to go initiate it, then I got to taste it, then I got to go imbue. Just let me hit the button and pop. Like, I don't know. That doesn't feel net. But the fact that I'm sitting here staring at a menu, like, how do I get more? It's like, you need to discover more recipes. Got it. I need more. Looking at the tonic table. Doesn't tell me anything about how I get more, and I'm just sitting here looking at 7, and I got nothing else going. What do I do? I have ingredients, and then I just start making some, and bam. I'm like, okay, thank you for the clarity. That's one of those where I'm going, just the little baby nudge. It's kind of like you're in a dark room in a game, but there's like a light somewhere over here, so you think you probably should go that direction. Those like subtle guidance things. Give me one of those at that moment, because I feel like I'm not the only one who probably did that.
Agreed. I was curious, how are you feeling about Onslaught? New Onslaught 2.0?
It's more Onslaught. I'm not really putting much into the turret you sit down in, because does it do anything if you're not in there?
No, it does nothing.
Okay, that's step 1. So if you're not sitting in that, 2, when you sit in that, it does not feel that strong.
Yes, and it takes a while.
And it's a long time to spin up. It burns out pretty quickly at the low level, so it's just like, I feel like it doesn't have the power that it needs.
Did you try the air defense little one? There's some
air defense drop shot. I've seen a couple pictures or like a little couple clips of it. It looks like it's a little spicier than anything else. The airstrike at least looks interesting, so that's probably an okay investment. I don't know. For me, when you play tower, like the trip mines are still there, the decoys are still there. Mostly it's just shooting, and I understand this is a game about guns. Totally get it. They want us shooting the guns, using our abilities, and those kind of things. But at some point, the defenses need to feel worth the investment.
Yes.
And outside of Saint, who's still, of course, a beast, and then some of the turrets, if you can get them cranked up pretty high, but you could go through just waves of enemies without the defenses on the first, especially the 10 level one.
Yeah.
And you could do it without the defenses, and it's going to feel the exact same. because you're doing most of the work.
Yeah.
You're getting a little help here from like a decoy, maybe holding a few up or whatever, but generally it's on you. What did I say? Yeah, I said Saint. It's Shax. Sorry.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that's kind of why is like it's like they're afraid of making the defenses too powerful.
Yes.
And I
agree.
don't quite understand the reasoning for that.
Yeah.
It's like they really are putting the pressure on you. And I'm like, okay, well then just do a horde-based thing with 3 guardians trying to hold out for it. As opposed to a tower defense with defenses that don't feel as potent as, in my opinion, if you invest 3 sets of however much into these things, that they should be. And that's, again, I haven't spent as much time into it.
True. Also, they're saying he's coming out. He said the trip mines are good. All right, I need to.
Yeah, I've heard there's the stasis trip mines. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know how high you have to get them upgraded to go full stasis, but so it's like No, go ahead.
No, I was just side tangent. Speaking of stasis, I know you're gonna finish the Onslaught comment. How you feeling about that stasis exotic also in conjunction with Onslaught and everything?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not vibing.
Yeah, like I like that it's a straight shot, like the micro missile. It has that travel path,
right?
So it's a little easier to hit sometimes. Even though sometimes I swear I'm missing, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
The idea that when you hold the reload, you'll get to special ammo, and then you shoot, and then you hold it again, it's going to go to heavy ammo, and then you're going to get like it's like an ammo finder brick too. I don't even think it's like a full brick.
Finder gun. Like I'm like, this is what this is.
Yeah, and this takes me back to my old argument. Making things based around ammo aren't a fun mechanic, whether it's mods or armor exotics or now a weapon exotic based around ammo.
Yeah.
That's just because apparently they're afraid to give you too many bricks, but you can build into it, but be a little weaker on for it. So it
seems like a deficiency in the game mechanics.
Yeah, this is more of a, you got to dig deeper to find the base level problem.
Yeah.
It's a shooter. I understand ammo's there. It's just, and again, Travis is probably a little leaning the other way, but still, it's just one of those things that's bugged me. There's so much around ammo.
But sounds so much. I guess what bothers me is when I have a stasis weapon, or especially a stasis exotic, I feel it should do more stasis things. Yeah. And I feel like this ain't freezing nothing. This ain't
yeah.
Like, why am I gonna use this in my
why am I not just like shooting out crystals, insta freezing people? Like,
but what I will say, bro, finally Wicked Implement gets its time to shine, baby. Have you used it?
I haven't used it yet, but there's a lot of stasis artifact stuff going on. So
boy,
I can see that. I can see that because it got buffed after a little while too.
It was good last season with the buff, but now and then, Bungie, bug on the field, flag on the field. How come the anti-barrier scout mod does not work with Wicked Implement? It does not. Yo, put on Wicked Implement. You're gonna see.
I mean, I believe you.
Anti-barrier scout. I'm like, yo, what is going on? So I think it's some bug.
Gotta be a bug.
Unless they try to tell me that it has it intrinsically, which I know it doesn't. So they got to fix that. But Wicked Implement is so good right now.
I can believe that. There's a lot of stasis stuff in the artifact, so I can see that playing in for fun.
Yes. Stasis bow. Okay, I gotta try. I haven't tried the stasis bow in a while.
I got a kinetic bow. I broke it down, but
what's the name of that bow? What is that? Vergilus curve.
Oh, Vergilus curve.
I'm gonna take that out.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one to mess with too. Right.
Telling y'all, man, Wicked Implement. Oh, it's intended. It's in the TWID. All right. They talk about it because they got to fix that.
Oh, here we go.
Agent 7. Yeah, Agent 7 doesn't go to us. Yeah. I feel cheap when I use Agent 7 because it's so powerful, so that's why I bust it out. But because it was Scout Anti-Barrier Month, I was like, I gotta bust out the Wicked Implement. So happy for that one. I always like that.
It took me a little while to figure this out as well. When you open the tonic capsule from the quest menu, it soft locks the game.
Oh no.
So I learned later that you can hit the director button and get out of it. So like I would hit map and I could finally get back there. But I did it and I was like, I thought I crashed my game 3 times because like computer's still running, but it's just like it's locked on almost like a picture and there's nothing I can interact with. But if I go through the inventory, it's fine. So that was a weird one to see. So that kind of locked things down a little bit. People are not too happy where like getting to certain menus and subscreens, like using the D-pad on controller, are not working. I know that's an issue for some people I've heard about. The post-excision cutscene is real busted.
Oh wow, really?
Like when you're sitting in space. Oh yeah, it looked really
Yeah.
glitched. I saw a picture, but it just looks messy.
File display pool. I don't see anything about Wicked Implement. I thought it would be in here. Well, anti-barrier. I guess it's not a known issue yet.
Yeah. Well, that'll probably come up
That'll
as
come
more
up.
people do some testing and stuff like that.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Clarification on Stasis Exotic and Notify. We have seen reports that Wicked Implement and Conditional Finale aren't receiving the anti-barrier. So this is by design due to the exotics being Stasis and having the intrinsic slow pump. Which
I'm sorry. No, stop it. Nuh-uh.
Bungie. You know why? Because Wicked Implement theoretically could be used against every champion.
Of course, but God forbid you actually let an exotic people forgot about be fun.
God damn it.
That's annoying to me, but what can I say?
That sucks. Yeah, conditional foul. That's right. Shotgun anti-barrier. That's right. Man, they ain't letting me eat. So I'm out there. What scout are you? Are you gonna go anti-barrier scout or are you doing anti-barrier shotgun? For
Is it shoddy? Is that the other one? Oh, then I'll go scout every time.
So which scout you gonna bust out?
Depends on what I'm doing. Some of the stuff has had arc, so I just got my tarnished metal with Volt Shot. Just depends on what the needs are. I mean, I totally forgot about Wicked Implement, so I'll try it for sure.
Yeah, bust that bad boy out, even though we can't use anti-barrier now. But all right, it is.
That's so annoying.
Very annoying.
So then, if you that's the thing though, is like barrier enemies are typically far away. Scout rifle being the far away thing is what you would use on that. No. You're not gonna break the game with a Wicked Implement. It is too slow and it's a scout rifle. It is never gonna be that overpowered. Sorry.
Right, back. You using the trial scout, I believe, was it the prophecy droid? I can't get a good roll on that, man. I'm trying to get headstone on that bad boy. I heard those scouts got buffed crazy.
Which ones are they?
Tech mechanical type ones.
Oh yeah, they got some buffs. I remember those.
Yeah. I gotta pick. Oh yeah, there was a good solar. Wait a minute, there was a good solar scout. The from last season from Tex Mechanica that had a hill clip.
Yeah, Time Worn Wayfarer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bust that out.
Yeah, I've got a few of those. Okay. I think I can craft whatever I want from those, but yeah, like 4th times incandescent, random stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
you know what's sick that I tried out was Nessa's Obligation, the Root of Nightmares shoddy. I got a roll with destabilizing it and repulsor.
Nice.
Got it sick without that anti-barrier shotgun is in. I've been using that too.
Yeah, like I've got an old Glissando scout rifle that's reconstruction and hatchling. So I mean, there's different stuff I can play on a scout if I really want to get into it, but I haven't quite got there.
Heavy grenade launcher meta too with the overload. Did you get a good Marty's retribution yet? The old school Saint, that was the one from last year. That season, the Saint one.
I have one. I have a heel clip incandescent.
Jealous. I can't get the combo. I got one, either got incandescent.
I literally got like I still have had squat in the world of like Elsie's rifle, recluse, missing those types of rolls, but yeah, I get the random grenade launcher. So yeah, some stuff's there. So what are your thoughts on Onslaught? I think you asked me, but I don't know if I asked you. Yeah. Where are you at on the new Onslaught?
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I like the fact that it's, obviously it's falling out mostly with the, with the theme. Different locale. I don't mind the mode, but I'm with you. It's like, if we're going to invest in a horde mode, just let's let the defenses be stronger, right? Let that go in. Now, I only did it one time, so it then goes into the warp into the area where you got to free the prisoners kind of thing. Yeah. Is that okay? That seemed a little confusing. I just like, all right, what am I supposed to be doing?
Yeah, we're just gonna put pillars in your way, so when you run around the area, it's just a little bit of a scramble to just go find where everything's at. So you just can't sit in the back and shoot things. It's it's like go in, shoot the little prisoner thing on top, but you got to get close enough to be able to shoot it. Right. I haven't done it on high difficulty, so I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be a pain for that part of things, but we will have to see.
I'm hearing there are shiny like equivalents when you do it, where you could get double perk drops and stuff.
There are double perk, but not shiny. So almost there, as Data said in his video. Almost.
Yeah.
No cosmetic, but perks.
No cosmetic. As far as weapons, I like the grenade launcher. I got the arc. It's got a bait and switch, and I think they have a perk that kind of goes right in line with bait and switch that reloads whenever you shoot from the other two weapons. Something, I think it's called Envious Arsenal or something.
Yeah,
That
there's
one's
an
cool.
arsenal
So
one I remember. I'm trying to think what you were talking about for, because I got a stasis grenade launcher. I didn't get an arc grenade launcher.
yeah, it's called Bittersweet. Bittersweet. Check that one out. It's I got one with bait and switch and envious arsenal. It's crazy. That new perk envious arsenal is sick. So it's dealing damage with both other weapons before readying this weapon reloads it. So it's a damage phase perk. So basically, yeah, it'll be ready to go. So I got that. Now there's another perk
Oh,
on
it's
that.
heavy.
Yeah, it's a heavy. Now it's another one on that one that you got. I want to see if it's good. If people test it out, it's called jolting feedback, dealing repeated damage.
I've used that. Yeah.
Is it meta or is it okay? Because it sounded like it would be good, but I didn't try it yet.
Probably on like the right thing, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely got some potential with a little bit of usage so far. I'm trying to
dealing
remember what I
repeated
got it
damage.
on.
Because I got that on a bittersweet too. I just haven't tested it yet.
Yeah, extra damage on something will jolt.
Mm-hmm.
Vantage point. That's what I think I got it on. It's the.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, I think I got it on that pulse.
Oh, you got the pulse. The is that an arc pulse?
Yeah, it's an arc pulse.
Got you.
Yeah, dealing repeated damage with this weapon inflicts jolt. So it's kind of the counter to having to reload. So if you're just sitting there, so if you're going to get the kills on small stuff and then reload, it's less useful for that. But if you just sit there and hammer on something bigger and then it jolts and takes the other ones out, kind of a balance. So I could see it being, I'm trying to think what it would be good on.
I wonder if the jolt damage is actually lesser than volt shot jolt.
Yeah, it would be interesting to try.
Yeah.
Apparently plug 1 is coming back. That's going to have volt shot.
Austinator. So if you're wondering, Cog, Bittersweet can roll with both Envious and Cascade Point. So this thing is 100% a swap GL. Yeah. It's a damage fade. I like that because I think Proctor was talking about that perk Envious in the stream specifically for people who love weapons for DPS phases and stuff like that.
Yeah, dealing damage with both weapons refills it from reserves. And then bait and switch, dealing damage with all equipped weapons within a short time. Yeah, so you would hit the other two up, switch over, do your first one with bait and switch, let that hit, and then like they all go.
Nice.
Yeah, and then that Dark Ether Reaper, the origin trait. I keep seeing those things come at me, and I was trying to figure out what they were, and basically the charges can be detonated early with weapon fire or by coming into contact them, and doing so refills the weapon from reserves. So if you pick up the Dark Ether charges that kind of come at you from final blows, you can actually just refill your weapon from reserve. So not bad.
Gotcha. Yeah, not bad. Oh, did you see the what I did notice? Did you see the new enhanced perk mod, weapon mods? So there's mods now.
I did.
That if the weapon is enhanced. Yep. There's one that was like a heavy ammo finder. There's one that like gives you a double boost to both range and this. I was like, okay, but we playing around with stuff, making enhanced worth it. That's a lot to enhance now. Like the materials required, I feel, is an investment. Like you have to love that role.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that the mods are getting better.
Yeah, what were they? There were some zoom modifications, I remember. There's one that added blast radius and projectile velocity, another one that added, there's a couple different ones. And then if it's on a primary, you can get special or heavy. And then if it's on a special, I think you can get the heavy.
Yes.
And then heavy doesn't really have any ammo drops or anything. Yeah. So I did see those. Those are kind of interesting. Again, more ammo stuff, but yeah, reload speed and handling on a grenade launcher. There you go. That makes more sense than just always having backup mag.
Yes, because that was getting annoying. That's all we was picking.
Yeah, so that was getting a little less fun. Yes, so, yeah, I mean, that's kind of, again, they are doing some interesting stuff with the weapons. Weapons team is kind of firing on most cylinders as much as they can in the sandbox without breaking things. They're really trying to stretch the box a little bit and see if they can find a little more room and put something kind of fun over here, put something over here, and they're trying to do that without absolutely breaking what we've got basically access to already, which is got to be an interesting challenge for them for sure. Because it's one of those that's
oh yeah, it's got to be difficult, man. It's not easy.
Yep. Oh, I was gonna look what craftable weapons there are.
Are there?
It's literally just Garden.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Garden came back with craftable.
Garden is the only craftable stuff. So you got Sacred Provenance. That is, what is it? Kinetic? Is it a 4-burst? One of my favorite types. Aggressive, hard-hitting 4-burst. Yeah, that one is too.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Rapid hit, kill clip, kinetic tremors. Lone Wolf slightly improves aim assist, aim down sights, and airborne effectiveness. I'm like, that's PvP. That's what that is.
That's definitely what that is.
I haven't looked through like all the weapons to know like, but I mean, for me to go run Garden of Salvation with all the other stuff I got to do, not really a high priority for me.
Yeah, I've never really. Outside of, I mean, the boss encounter was cool. You made the plates and stuff. You fight the kind of big Megatron kind of thing in the back. But like, God never really did it for me. Something about that raid. I don't know what it is. I'm like, eh.
Not your favorite? What?
Yeah, not one of those that I was like very hyped to run again. One of those. I think that was the one raid me and you and Scarrow did together. Because of that raid, I have we have a day one, the week one weekend completion because of that, that emblem. But other than that, I was like, eh.
Yeah, like even the kinetic bow with kinetic tremors is like, I don't know how many shots it's going to take to proc it, but yeah. I mean, you got Archer's Tempo, you got Firefly on a bow. That could be a little bit of fun, but yeah, it's like, I don't know if I will make that a priority to go get those. I haven't got all the raid weapons overall anyway, so it's not going to be the biggest deal in the world.
How are you Titans feeling now with the...
Oh, I'm a hunter. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's right. I show you're a hunter, man. I forget that.
I mean, I just don't want to go through and do the whole final shape stuff right now. So it's...
I agree. Yeah. I was just messing around with a couple of the new exotics and stuff like that.
So what do you think? Because what I've heard so far at the moment is that the only way to get the new exotics right now is to level up Shaxx one time and then to go focus on specifically like getting your exotics to directly get those rolls. There's no other way right now, I don't think.
Wait, really? Wait,
that's what I've heard.
Wait, so the new exotics are tied behind what? I didn't even know how to get them.
So if you go to Rahul, you got to level him up once. So when you do exotic focusing, you can pick which one specifically you do. That's the only way.
I leveled him up from what you call it. I got to level him up again.
You got to level him up again. It starts over.
I didn't know that. So it's Rahul again.
Yeah.
So the hustle is, you said people are going to Shaxx, you said?
No, sorry. I may have misspoke. It's just Rahul.
Okay, yeah. So basically I got to level him up again. And then once I get, then I can, okay. Got it. They back on that again. I don't know how I feel about that system with new exotics though. Like to go to Rahul to get an exotic doesn't feel right.
I mean, honestly, this is one of the arguments for like a Destiny 3.
Right.
Most exotics aren't feeling exotic like that. I mean, they're part of a build. Like they do kind of cool things. The way you acquire, I will say, like exotics in and of themselves, like the armor can have some cool functions.
Yeah.
But I would say the way you acquire so many exotics between the season pass giving you one, and then the armor now just coming from like a reputation specific exotic and go pick it up. Like that doesn't feel cool. Like in.
Yeah, I agree. I think that I actually didn't mind when I had to grind the Lost Sector to get it. I didn't mind that. I just feel like I don't know. I don't understand the mentality of saying, keep grinding, leveling up this guy, and then just turn in an exotic engram and then get one, as opposed to the random drop. But I guess did people complain about the randomness and they were just not getting stuff? Because I feel like at this point, like, bro, you do Gambit, you do strikes, like the game is showering you with exotics.
Oh, I know. And that's that's kind of thing. Like exotic engrams come so much now. They don't have the value they used to. Like, and I know we're going nostalgia from like however many years ago, but truly, like, exotics don't feel. Exotic engrams especially used to be like, oh, I got one, and now it's just like,
oh,
here you go, and I'm like, I have to like just go turn in exotic engrams so I have room to pick up more stuff. I'm going, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one to solve because maybe I'm in the minority. A lot of people do not like the grinding of the legendary Lost Sector, but I was one of the people that actually didn't mind that.
I used to do videos on that. Like it's
like I actually did. I'm like, okay, it's exotic. I got to do something difficult. Get in there, work on a build. and try to get this thing done.
I guess the biggest thing for me is the fact that it was like they seem to just do like only one place. If it was in the exotics, if it was with Rahul, and if it could also randomly drop somewhere else, you'd have some places. But it always seems to be like just one bucket.
Yes.
If it was in Legendary Lost Sectors, you could grind that out as like a solo player if you got the kind of skill to put a build together.
Yeah.
You could probably work on that. Maybe you did not save up 27 exotic engrams between your 3 characters and the postmaster, so maybe the reputation's going to take you a little while, so maybe you do go grind, or maybe you're just out playing it and you randomly get something to drop. Like, as little wow factor as I feel like getting an exotic engram has now, I don't know what the harm would be in having them drop in multiple places.
Now, when you say multiple places, multiple difficult content places, or multiple places just in general for
I mean, exotic? If they want to have the direct path through Rahul, you could have the Legendary Lost Sectors, and then maybe, you know, your Nightfalls and other stuff or whatever. It's like,
oh, I see what you're saying. Doing
like
both
just multiple like sources of acquiring them that take a little bit of effort, but like it seems like, oh, it's only in Lost Sectors. Well, now we're going to give you Rahul focusing, and then now they've taken away the Lost Sectors, which I feel like is like an odd thing. So now what am I going to do in those? Just going to go for the world drops? That's not going to happen. World drop,
which is kind of, that's not like super enticing.
Well, and then I think doesn't Banshee has the recent world drops available? No, the new ones are only in the Lost Sectors, but he has last season's. If you wait an episode, you don't have to go grind out like a world drop in a Lost Sector, which is that's going to be some pain, I'm sure.
Then
so
we
it's
got
just
Xur coming through with he dropped.
they're dropping Artifice Armor. I think the final week or whatever he did.
Really?
Something. Yeah, I was surprised I saw that one. So
no, I missed that.
Yeah,
I did not know that. Okay.
So I think that's kind of like if you're gonna. You know, there's always enough other RNG between stat rolls and distribution. And I was like, after playing a pretty good amount of Diablo, I was like, I have 2 different uniques that I got. They're the exact same thing for my legs. Okay, well, I'm going to pick the better one, but it's just the fact that I can get a lot of them. And it's sometimes that stinginess in certain odd places. I always feel like it's kind of like, why? Why do you feel like you got to hold back there? But I can go do 3 Vanguard ops and get an exotic. So it's like the value of it doesn't seem that bad. So it's either you have a few limited sources, or you got to go bash your head against something that somebody doesn't like, or grind out something that's not fun.
They're trying to incentivize the core playlist to the casual base to get them stuff. That's
and Diablo loot does matter a bit more, and that's fair. It does, which is why hopefully the armor and weapon tiers and rework and all that stuff actually matters. So that's kind of the thing too right now that makes some of this difficult. It's like, do I want to go grind out Onslaught for a bunch of new weapons? I have a lot of weapons.
Me too.
I don't have every specific combination that's on some of these new ones, but I have a lot that can get some jobs done. And then it really just comes down to where they shove you with regards to modifiers. If they shove you towards Stasis a lot, you're like, well, I guess I'll look into some of these weapons and if I get a couple good rolls, but depends on what you've already got. And that's, I think, for me, is like, do I really want to go grind out Onslaught a bunch? I'll do it some. I'm more looking forward to the dungeon than I am going back to Onslaught.
Part of me is like, I just want to grind a little bit just because I don't know if we transition to the dungeon now, but
we can,
I ain't gonna front. I like that trailer. I like that trailer a lot. I thought the aesthetic was giving me a lot of Deep Stone Crypt vibes with a haunted kind of thing.
Yeah, when Atrax is in it, of course it is.
Bro. Oh, I didn't even know Atrax was in it. Wow, I didn't even realize it. I completely missed that.
Hold on. I'm gonna send you a picture.
Yeah, send me the joint. Yo, that joint looked fly. Like, the thing I like about this so far is the best part about this episode is the aesthetic. The aesthetic is dope. We got the Barons, we got the Vampire, we got all this stuff. But now you want to throw me that Deep Stone Crypt vibe. I've always liked that. Like, it's a very clean, scientific look. And I always thought,
even that's not Atrax, it's his clone. See the head mostly?
Yeah, I see the head. Yeah. This is what was flashing in and out every couple of seconds.
Towards the end of the trailer.
Yes. Let's go. So yeah, I've been looking forward to this, man. So besides we got this reveal, people will probably screenshot it. No lore on what we're doing.
Not a clue yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Atrax is a she. Sorry.
Oh, so apologies. So Atrax is a she.
Mrs. Atrax.
Yeah, we killed the wrong Atrax in the Deep Stone Crypt. She got away in the law. All right, we're gonna find out.
So we're just gonna go with the comic books. Things never die for real. Is that what we're doing here?
That and what's your man that we fought?
Tanix, we fought. Yeah, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back in. Yeah, multiple forms. Just in cyborg form later on. He's just gonna come back in an exosuit.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like what I see for that. And I will say that I might have to get in. I mean, how can I get that drip? That hoodie is fire.
For what?
The drip for the dungeon.
Oh, I gotta look at that real quick.
Vespa.
Where is that trailer?
Crazy. Vesper's host active wear hoodie.
There it is.
That joint's tough. Beat it before January.
Oh, the actual the hoodie. Yeah. No, that's
That's tough. And it's a zip joint. That's what we need.
That's why. Yeah, I was like, I gotta have the zip because we went into this whole thing last week where I have an issue being warm, so I gotta be able to open the. Got so much of a hard time from that.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to Jim. He said, "Oh, Cole was like he agreed. Onslaught become a chore, especially when you complete it with randoms." Yeah, I feel you.
I haven't done the high difficulty one yet to see how far it would go right now. So that's one I haven't dabbled into yet. I probably will do a little bit of that today to just see, but I haven't gone far into it yet. Trying to see where we get to numbers wise. So our peak players for launch.
How did we do?
Peak players for launch were 78,000.
Wow, I am impressed by that. I was in the 50s, I think.
Now 24-hour peak after the first day, 52.
All right, so I was in pocket.
That's why I said day one.
Day one.
I was like, and for me, the bigger question is going to be: you got the dungeon and you got Act 1. I want to know what next week is like. People
still love that.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Where are we at?
This is a season, and I granted, it's some just new content stuff like that. I didn't expect that many people to flock back for that.
I think that's probably the amount of people who bought the Year of Destiny on Steam. Because they already own it. So they're going to jump on the first day, see what's there, do the dungeon on Friday, maybe do a little more on week 2, maybe grind a little bit. And then there's probably going to be, that's what I'm saying, like week 3 on Wednesday. So whatever that ends up being, that's what I want to see, that player peak at that point. On a random Wednesday, day after, like a day after reset, so not counting a Tuesday, that's where I want to see the real numbers. But I mean, the fact that it went 78 and then it peaked at 52 after that, give it a week or so, it might drop back down to where it was, and that could be a bad sign too. So I don't know. And again, this is only Steam. I get it. There's console, but a general trend is what I'm looking at more than the actual numbers.
Yeah, it does still show like when they do drop content, people are interested, but now it's just a matter of sustainability, like you said, and drop off. How long is the retention? Is going to be the key. So
a couple things. We've got the dates of when the season is going to happen, like acts wise. So Act 2 is going to drop on, where's that message I put in my Discord? Come on.
Where's Act 2?
Where'd that go? We haven't talked about that much recently. Oh, that is October 8th. Oh, here we go. So Act 2 is November 19th.
Yeah, about a month.
That's going to be kind of your... Then you got Act 3, January 7th. So that's like a little longer, because we kind of guessed, like, are they going to do an act on December 31st? Probably not.
Probably not.
But Episode 3, Heresy, February 4th. That final act is 4 weeks long.
Oh, wow.
It's short.
It's short, yeah.
So, I think they are smart to go with February 4th, because you'll have Festival of the Lost in this act.
Yep.
You're going to have the Dawning in the next act with what looks to be, by the way, we can probably get a little into it now. So it looks like Act 2, November 19th, you're going to have Festival of the Lost or you're going to have the Dawning in the later part of that. But it looks like you're going to be back in the Tomb of Elders.
Really?
So if you go, Challenge of Elders, Prison of Elders. Remember
that rumor is true.
So if you go in and you look at the reagents in your little toxic on the tonic capsule, if you go look at the bottom and see them, when you get over to the last 2 blue ones, one of them says going to come from Tomb of Elders. It just says it right on the ingredient. And then the one next to that is going to come from the exotic mission Kel's Fall.
Prison of Elders.
So Tomb of Elders is going to be Prison of Elders, to no surprise. You're going to have probably Varix back a little bit. You got Mithrax. We're going to go talk to Spider tomorrow for the dungeon, so I'm curious how much he's involved for the season, but nothing as of today, but seasonal maybe. So Act 2 seems like Tomb of Elders. That's going to give you some, rotations and stuff to work through for a couple of weeks, maybe. We'll see. I don't know how that's all going to work. And then now the question... No, that's fine. I enjoy the voice.
I miss his foolishness.
Yeah.
Cabal strategist, Silex the Defier. He would say the most ridiculous things and be so excited that you're fighting it. Sorry, I had to get my mind.
No, you're good. So the other question I want to ask you, exotic mission week 3. Or exotic mission in Act 3, I should say.
Oh, they better not. They better not.
But I was gonna ask you.
They better not. I will go in on them again. It better be rationed correctly. If you're gonna put it behind a story beat, it better be one time and then the rest optional. Do not hold up the story because you don't got no content and you want to force us to do that damn exotic mission 8 times. They better not do that.
Now, granted, you get all of Act 3 at once. So I mean, do you think they really would make you run it 5 or 6 times?
I am very worried after the Echoes. What was the last episode name? Was it just Echoes?
Echoes,
it was Echoes. Echoes had me nervous. That was like, wow, you have nothing for us to do. Like you literally are trapping us.
Yeah. Now, Medivh has a good point. Catalyst, that's where your multiple runs might be coming in.
Of course. And that's expected.
Right.
Just do not halt the story behind this. That's all I got to say.
You can have secrets and multiple runs and unlock stuff that way.
Of course.
That I kind of get where those are going to happen or play in. And now maybe you could actually go through, like, how we had different ways to unlock the different missions.
Yeah.
Like maybe you could do it in like one normal run and then do another run. And you could probably do it in like 2, maybe 3, like if you actually can unlock all the stuff, like let us work through it. But multiple runs for the catalysts.
Yeah,
that's been a thing for a while. But just story beat wise,
that was abnormal.
Yeah, we don't need 3 story repeats with like a few more guys each time. That was less than ideal. But it's called Kel's Fall. So I wanted to ask you, do you think we actually kill Fickrell? Because right now he wants to be the Kel of Kells. That's the story.
I don't think we've ever killed a major character in a dungeon.
Exactly.
I can't think of any dungeon that we've killed.
That brings me back to my problem. Do you think we're actually going to kill Fickrell? Do you think we're going to take him down? Do you think we're even going to get the Echo back because we did not get the first one back?
That is a good point. We did not get the first one back. That's another problem with these episodes is that I don't feel like we're getting finality with a lot of this Echo stuff.
Who did I hear say it? It might have been Bife or something. He's like, maybe you go through all 3 of these episodes at the end. You finally have to go do something at the end of Act 3, Episode 3. Take out the 3 major things that we fought to get all of the Echoes to power up the Dreadnought so we can go do whatever's going to be outside of the Sol system. I'm like, I have no idea if that's how it would go, but...
Yeah, it would be nice for once. Though, if they had the balls to kill a major boss-like character in a dungeon. Raids, we've done it. But dungeons have always been some side show, nameless thing.
Well, that's why this thing feels all vexy, and then you've got now Fallen in here, which is a little surprising, actually. But
I would love Bungie to take some narrative balls here with this one or in the future. Like, let's kill something major in it. Let's stop making it a no-name. It's okay. It's okay to have some finality with certain stuff. That's all I'm saying. Because the dungeons be cool and the aesthetics be dope.
Yeah,
I think
spend enough time in dungeons, it would be nice. But usually they're a little separated from everything else. It's like, okay, cool. Pit of Heresy is cool. What did that have to do with the lore? That's like a extended universe book that you're going to read about over there with that guy.
Yeah.
Still one of the coolest sets of armor that we never got.
Oh, yeah, we never got. I remember that. That was sick. What are you thinking about Icebreaker?
Potential. I mean...
Kind of excited. Do we know what slot? Do we know what stasis? Do we know anything about it?
It looks like it's solar. Or is it in the trailer? Hold on. It might be in the trailer because it's at the end of the trailer.
Energy solar. What's the date? It says energy solar.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a solar explosion, so...
Okay. But you notice they hinted like they want to do something with its namesake or something. They want to kind of flirt with the. Oh, it's on Light GG. Ooh, all right, let me check it out right now. Outstanding. You shouldn't have said that. It's on Light GG.
Oh, for it. Yeah, I've seen some tweets about it and some kind of data mining information. So sometimes that stuff is.
Yeah, it's up in here. It's up in here. Nope. Oh, should we talk about it? No backpack icebreaker.
What new exotics?
Yeah, no backpack.
Spoiler warning.
Final
And
blow.
excuse me.
Spoiler.
Go ahead. Yep.
In 1, 2, 3. So no backpack. That's one perk. Final blows or assists with any other weapon have the ability or a chance to create ammo for icebreaker. So defeat powerful combatants will create multiple rounds. So final blows or assists with any other weapon, right?
Yep.
And then icebreaker, defeating a target with a weapon causes them to explode. Precision final blows or shattering a frozen target instead triggers an ignition. Interesting. So energy sniper. Interesting. I gotta see how it's going.
Magazine of 10. Thing is, this is not going to be a boss DPS weapon. That's the key. And I think that's where they probably feel safe about it, is because you have to get final blows or assists. So enemies are going to have to die. You can't just like have this one in waiting during a DPS phase.
Right.
Well, you could have it one time, but you're not going to have it multiple times over.
Yeah.
And it looks like
yeah, again.
These the catalysts or these like perks? I'm trying to see. Can't really see the catalysts, it looks like.
Yeah, you know they're gonna have a sick catalyst. So wait, this is dungeon accessible only?
Yes.
Okay.
Guaranteed if you beat it during contest.
Interesting.
Which I appreciate. Reward the contest clears. I'm fine with that.
I can respect that. All right. That's so far so good. Snipers did get a nice buff though against.
They keep trying to make them strong, man. They are doing their best to try and go. Please use us, snipers. We've made so many good ones.
Yeah, Dizzy, I'm with you. He said, was hoping Icebreaker is similar to that. Yeah, I thought they was going to go a fire and ice. Kind of, you wanted like conditional finality in a way. Yeah, I was thinking that too, kind of combine. I thought there's going to have some type of an ice component to it. But, I mean, they do in the sense that you could break, what is it? Shattering a frozen target triggers an ignition. Interesting. Boston says you can tell the catalyst is pretty nasty. All right, so you already know y'all out here data mining, it seems.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I've got a couple of people around me that do that occasionally.
Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be fun to see it again. It's been a minute, man. Icebreaker, wow.
Yeah, that's
Classic
old
D1.
School D1 coming back.
D1. That's the one we thought would never come back.
And they made it to where it's not just going to create stuff on its own, which we kind of figured it had to.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're like, they're too ammo economy. Like, there's way too many things about it. You can't just have a sniper making ammo just by sitting there. So that would be a little rough.
Well, I know I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Titan, I know you haven't been playing Titan this season, but how did you feel about them kind of leaning into personalities per class? So now the Titan melee will do more damage. Now also the barricade stuff where it causes aggro.
By all means, like lean into it hard, happily. Like that's the type of stuff that, because generally right now you're just picking a set of abilities that are behind a, like, you know, and trying to think of the right word here and I'm blanking, but basically behind, like, pick your shell of a character and pick the abilities you want to play with. There's not really like identity to a tank, a DPS, a mobility, like an assassin. They don't feel like they have that. They have a different jump and you have different abilities, but it doesn't specifically say like, I'm a tank, I am a defensive guy. I have these abilities that lean this way, but it's never felt like they've gone that far. So, I mean, I've always hoped they could do that. The Warlock should always be a glass cannon, just a bit more than the other ones, to a point.
Why we gotta be the glass? Why can't the hunters be the glass cannon?
That's not how that works.
Oh, we gotta be the glass. These dudes
mage is always the glass cannon. That is how that works.
Oh my god, those dudes is frail and frolicking around.
And you can also nuke an entire city. Hence the glass cannon,
do like little defensive stuff and.
That's not how that. You throw Nova bombs and energy beams like Kamehamehas. You don't get to be also tanky. You don't get to do both.
Be tanky, but glass cannon feels like the weakest of the three.
No. If you're good at playing a glass cannon, you're stronger than anybody else. That's the key.
I think the hunters are the glass cannon, but we gonna let that.
That is
ride.
not how that works. No, this is not how this works.
These are the frontline guys in the
No,
mix.
never said that. That's the Titan.
People in the face.
That's the Titan.
Right. So if I'm talking, this is really a hunter and warlock discussion. I agree. Titans are supposed to have that role. I'm not saying warlocks do, but between the
warlocks are meant to be your magical glass cannons. You're literally wearing the cloth armor. You're wearing the robe already. So then you have a hunter over here.
Us. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This one is not a really good battle to have. I'm sorry. This is.
And then, I want you to explain why the hunter is tougher.
Because they're literally going to be more physical. They have to be more mobile. You float. They actually have to use their muscles. Of course, they're going to be a little tougher.
Now we jump shaving. Okay.
Yes, jump shaming. Anything else I can shame for a warlock? Let's see.
I'm trying to see how you got there. You're a hunter now. I see this hunter vibe is coming out of you now. Okay, I see it.
Literally, I'm still like, throwing things, and I've got like, it's just the way, like an assassin versus a mage versus a warrior. That is exactly what Destiny was kind of trying to be. They just called him different stuff. Also, a hunter uses knives.
Hunter is the hidey hide guy. Yeah, he the hidey guy.
Yeah, the assassin, or they're using a bow, or yes, but that's the thing is we still have to be a bit more durable. Like, so you wear the cloth armor, hunters wear the leather armor because you're like that assassin and you're wearing the black leather ninja armor. And then you got the tank wearing plate armor. That's just how these work. That's just how that goes. Go look at any fantasy thing.
And in any fantasy, warlocks and wizards put up defensive spells and wards and things to protect themselves.
That's why you're squishy. Damage. That is, yes, but when all of your magic goes away, you are squishy, but you have a lot of magic to avoid being squishy. Hunters are going to be, they have to be a little bit more durable because they don't get to put up a shield. They got to take at least 2 shots. You only get to take 1.
I will give you the hunter offensive ability could be stronger than the warlock. I will give you that, but I'm going to fight a little bit on the defensive.
It's not a good, it's not a good fight. It's not a good fight.
It's a fun one. He said you mock hunters being hidey, but all thank God with his GM.
Yeah, exactly. I will tell you. Yeah, any hunter running around who's really good at GMs and be like, oh yeah, I'll get you.
It's a fun discussion because I want to see, now that they're doing this with Titan, I want to see.
Right now they're leaning like 5%. They need to lean harder. That's the thing I want to see.
We know you want the Titans to have everything. We know.
No, I want all the classes to have a actual role.
Right. So my question is going to be, what are they going to lean into for Warlock?
We're never going to have a healer in this game. So you take part of the MMO equation out of it because you have a tank, a healer, and DPS. You have a tank drawing aggro.
We are the healer. Technically, we are the healer.
Okay, then you guys are. Then yes, you go back to squishy mode. You sit in the back. You sit out of like damage range, and you throw heals at other people. You are not fighting.
Oh, we're not fighting. Okay,
no.
Here you go. So my question is, what do you do for the healer guy in your natural attributes to make them more warlocky? What do you do for a hunter to make them more roguey? Because it seems like melee with Titan, they're making that.
Hunter needs to move faster.
Yes.
Straight up needs to move faster. Mobility has pissed me off for 10 years. I've talked about this somewhere in the past 10 years as well. And 100%. I know, Hunter, mobility, if you get mobility, you should run faster. If you got to be nimble, you got to be the guy in the leather armor who, if you take a shot, it's going to hurt a little more than, it's going to hurt, but you can kind of still limp it through. If you get shot in the shoulder and you're the healer back there, you're going to cry in the corner. So it's just how that's going to go. But
I would agree.
But you need to be fast. If you're going to be nimble, if you're going to be stealthy, you got to be able to move around the battlefield. Absolutely. Like, that's just got to have a chance to happen.
So for the Warlock now, what does the Warlock need to have that in the other class a little bit more than the other
higher
class?
Intellect. Actually lean into intellect.
Okay. I like that.
Into
I like that.
Faster recharge times, throwing.
I like that.
I mean, you get a height. Remember, 100 to 200 for intellect. Now we're talking about like buffing up supers in PvE. We're going to throw a Nova Bomb that's like 2x power.
I like this.
I mean, or if you get up to 200, you can like super your supers. Like, I mean, have some fun with the PvE stuff. That's what I'm going for. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. So I mean,
I like
if you go,
intellect means be smarter. I like that.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Titans are a big wall. We like our crayons. It's fine.
I'm with this.
Yeah. But so if you're going to divide up the stats to be a focus, resilience still could be the Titan, and the more you lean into it, you've got damage mitigation. But that's where, like, when matchmaking comes in, you would always try and have 3 different
Right.
of one of each class to kind of have that type come in. You guys would potentially want to have like a healing grenade and then a normal grenade. That, I mean, that's if they really want to lean into not doing a Destiny 3, this is the idea of where you would eventually want to evolve this thing in multiple expansions down the road and build into it.
Yeah.
Because that's what Destiny 3, in a sense, would need to be to really reinvigorate the player base, is classes that are new, abilities that are different, actual class differentiation, and you can still have Space Magic Shooter. You just need to have like a class identity to go with it.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting to see how far much they lean into this stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of the one thing is like, it won't happen fast. That's the big thing. It will be a slow trickle to kind of build stuff out. And again, even now they're leaning into tank stuff a little more for a Titan, but it's not a lot. It's a little. So it's just kind of one of those.
What's the light requirement for
1985, if I remember correctly? I gotta look. I think it's probably in the TWID. I think it was 1985 you were good for contest. Yeah. You need to be 1985 for contest. The only problem is, like, I'm 2006, maybe 2007 currently for my power level. And when you take off contest, you kind of bring the light level back up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what normal is going to feel like as soon as contest is gone.
Yeah,
because you're going to feel under for contest because things are going to be over you. But I'm also curious, like, how much of an advantage you can get if you were higher level. So. Oh, I told you guys, but funny story. I actually saved my bounties for my Warlock from Final Shape prep.
Wow.
I did not log into my Warlock and turn them in on Final Shape at all. So when I was like, I'll just do a few bounties on my Hunter, was looking through and I went to go look. I was like, why does Destiny Recipe say I'm like 13 levels in a prep? I'm like, I only did one guy. This is weird. And then I went to look. It was like, what bounties are prepped? Everything is done for the Warlock. I was like, oh God. So then I ended up I literally did my prep in like 2 days. And I did like dailies and like repeatables. And even just like with those two, I think I was like 17 levels. And normally if I do every character perfectly efficient, it was like 21. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't care too much because yeah, a couple days, it's fine. I was waiting on Diablo, waiting on this. And I was like, well, I got to play Diablo. So if I do prep a little over the weekend, all right, fine. So there was a little bounty prep as much as I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this?
Getting ready for the dungeon.
So yeah, 1985 for contest. Anything for the normal dungeon, I'm probably going to guess like, 2000, 2005. I don't know what they're going to set that power level at. But nice thing is I'm just going to like watch the streams. Watch them go through the dungeon, be like, all right, so you do this here. Now, I'm going to be curious if people are doing streams where it's like they black out all of the screen except you remember that stuff when we were doing...
It was bad for Final Shape, dude.
Final Shape was
so desperate. Like, they were not
They were doing like, they were showing like the boss health and like a radar, and they didn't show anything, no builds, no mechanics, no nothing. I'm like, you're streaming a black screen. Like, what are you doing?
Yes. Yeah, it was bad. I have never seen the community get that crazy.
Some content creators are going to be reasonable. I don't have a team for contest. I'm not really as worried about it. So I'm going to try and get a gist of the mechanics, watching them, and then try and go through, just put a guide together over the weekend. That's kind of the goal for the dungeon.
If you do it with the group, you will attempt to solo at one point?
Oh, I'll try and do it solo for my guide. That's the whole point.
Oh, for the guide is off rip solo?
If I can watch other people do the mechanics, yeah. I mean, if I get people that I know want to jump in and we knock it out, then I'll go back and play. And sometimes that helps too. So we'll see if I get.
Have you done every dungeon solo?
Oh, absolutely.
Damn, that boy, good.
Only one I didn't solo flawless the whole way through was Ghost of the Deep. I solo flawless every other dungeon.
Yeah, that was tough. What's the hardest part? The
final boss phase was just like long. And it would get to like, if you get a bad damage phase, it takes like 15 minutes to set up a damage phase in there. Because you got to go to the other room, then come back in the middle, try not to die, where you stand in the place and shoot through the other thing. Go to the other room, do the same thing, make sure you go to the right room. No, it's not that room, go over here. That damage phase setup. And I was in multiple solo flawlesses for 2 hours. And literally just like, oh, I'm sitting up in my good perch spot for damage. And then it's just like, bam, 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 and then just a couple too many shots hit at the same time and it's over. And then there goes 2 hours. And I finally got to the point like, I don't need to do a damage phase 5 times. I'm so tired of like, they don't scale it for a solo player.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm like,
it's ridiculous.
Not necessary.
That one's tough because the witch is all far away. And
so I was using linear fusion rifles or sniper rifles or whatever. It's just, Yeah, Ghost is just so long. I did Warlord's Ruin. And I know that wasn't a short dungeon either. Soloed that one, and that took some time, but it was like, it just felt different. And I think that one was better because you were chunking damage out of the boss as you worked through, and then you just kind of cycle back and do it again. So it's like every single platform set you were doing damage, so you're always making that progression. It's not like a 20-minute setup, and then if you get a bad setup, you're like, well, okay, now it's half an hour later, I get to go damage. And it was just so many. And then the one before that, the Knight, the Void Hive Knight, in the little tiny room going down, swimming underneath and stuff like that. That build, I basically had like a broken hammer solar build where everything was on fire and it was constantly being healed. That was really the only way I survived that one, because it was just such a tiny room and tons of guys. It was If they don't scale it to solo players, like for a dungeon, then I'm like, this is just not cool.
Yeah, it's tough. That's tough. Did you get the Warlord's Ruin exotic?
No.
Damn. And you soloed it too? Damn.
Yeah, if you solo flawless something, you should probably get the exotic.
You should get the damn exotic.
Yeah, like, exactly.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
So yeah, if you do a solo flawless or if you do contest, give me the exotic. You don't care that much about him anyway. Sorry.
No, I agree.
Sorry, Bungie. Occasionally we vent our frustrations here. It's what we do.
Got to get that smoke for that one.
But I feel like that's justified. I feel like that's reasonable. So, well, you ready to get a 5090 next year? Drop $2,500 on a graphics card. I've literally heard $2,000 to $2,500 for a 5090.
That's insane.
Unfortunately, it's probably what I'm going to look at. And I'm going to need a new power supply to go with it. That's the other thing.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly because it's the new adapter and the cable and stuff like that. My buddy actually had a 4090 for 2 years, and his finally at the connector. Did you hear about him burning out?
Oh, no, I didn't know about that. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Go look up the whole 4090. It's the new connector they had. They just literally would burn up at the connector. It was something about the way it was made, and like contacts weren't quite right or whatever. And he didn't move his, but it finally just got to the point where it literally would melt the plastic around it. I kid you not. It's like, if I can find his picture, I'll send it to you. But I was like, what happened? He's like, it died. I was like, oh no.
That's crazy. Wow.
Because he took a picture of his. Come on. Nope. I feel like that's gone too far. Maybe it's on my phone. But yeah, go look it up. Like melting 4090 cables, you'll see plenty of those. So yeah, he had that one. Nice thing is he actually did like an RMA directly through NVIDIA, because it was one of the base NVIDIA cards. Got it back full round trip in 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
Brand new card. So that was actually pretty good.
That's what's up.
Yep. Yeah, they're not manufacturing 4080s and 4090s anymore, so you can't really find those. So when they release the 50s, then that'll be a thing. Axis is telling me we're mad that episode 1 can be beat in a day or so. I mean, I sent these guys joking memes where somebody's like, it took me longer to reinstall Destiny 2 than it took to beat this Act 1. And I was like, that was a pretty good joke.
It was funny.
They were.
I'm not that mad about it. I mean, I think me and Grenade Jake is in the same part. Like, look, I mean, we're hard to hardcore. You're gonna blaze through it. It's an experiment. We bitch that it's being time gated and that kind of stuff. Now, granted, would have been nice to be a little longer, of course. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit there and say like, oh, I was thrilled about it, but I'm willing to give it a shot just to see how this new format goes. But I'm curious now, as a result, if they go back. That's what I'm curious about now.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they do with the third, because technically in Codename Apollo, the first 6-month size expansion, like the one that they're doing next year, that one's supposed to have no time gating in a sense. So it would just be 6 months of content. Here you go. And then they'll have the seasons for a couple of new activities and stuff like that. But the story mostly would basically be told as fast as you could play it.
Right.
Kind of the way like some stuff would be. Do you think, I was like, they probably won't do it for episode 3, but what if they just said, here's episode 3, all of it, act 1, 2, and 3, if you could play all the way through it? Would you want that? Would you want to be able to play through act 3 day 1, the whole thing? I'm sorry, not act 3, episode 3.
Yes, because of my playstyle, because of all what's out in gaming, I got to knock out Destiny. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I could just go back to my other games, and now it's just a matter I can focus on the grind. If I want to do the dungeon, which I'm probably going to do, you know what I'm saying? For in a world where all these other games exist, I actually don't mind it. So I'm just curious now that we've got it. Is there going to be pushback for the community? Like, oh, this is too fast. This is not enough content. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they can make more content now that it's not time gated with less people, so to speak. So I don't know. This is an interesting time period we are.
Yeah.
Like, I personally love the I
would love to experience a full story in
Yeah.
a couple of days. Like stream it one day for a good amount of time, work through what I can, play some of the activities, sleep, wake up, stream the second day, and you can experience a full episode, since these are like trimesters if you're going to give them that, but yeah, all at once, and that's going to be however long that content is going to be. The thing at that point is it's got to feel like a decent story. You got to have good writing. Events need to happen. Like we got to move the plot along at a pretty good clip at that point.
I agree. Long as the story's decent and I feel like it's quality narrative, I don't really have a problem with that format. It allows me to appreciate Destiny more. And then I can go back now, grind for the dungeon, grind for, exotics I don't have, do all that stuff at my own pace now that I've got the major story stuff out the way.
Yeah, cool. I mean, that's kind of where I wonder how they schedule engagement, because if the, say, Codename Apollo is here's a story, it's not linear, bounce around between your destinations, do stuff in the order you're going to do. And then from the seasonal stuff and then the season pass things where that's where I feel like they can work on their engagement numbers with like, here's a new dungeon, here's a new activity, here's some new guns with the season. That's where they got to figure out engagement. And that's where I kind of wonder. I mean, Final Shape's a big expansion all at once, same principle.
Yeah.
You're just going to blaze it as fast as you can. And most people are done in a day or two. It's just going to be in a smaller instance. I think everybody is tired of the fake drip feed.
Yes.
And that's kind of the thing. Now that we're seeing what it's like when you trim the fat off of the story you're trying to tell, what it's really like. And it is going to be shorter. And that's fine. Not every book has to be 1,000 pages. Most people don't want to go read Great Expectations every day. They want to go enjoy something that they can digest in a reasonable amount of time. Exactly. But at that point, it also doesn't need to be like, it doesn't need to be a normal size, like, book or murder mystery or something that has a bunch of pages you're flipping through that really have nothing going on to make it as long as Great Expectations. And that's kind of what we had. It's like, so I would be very interested to see if they could just do Act 3 all at once. And then, but that's where the only reason I wonder why they wouldn't pushback would be business wise. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
it's full business discussions, engagement numbers. Yes. When people log in every day, this many people buy stuff in a store. We need to make sure people are coming in. How do we manage that? That's the other side of that coin, is like, I would enjoy the story more if I can go story from A to Z and I can read the whole book. But on the other side, what is the business model? And that's the hard part.
That is very the hard part. And that's the part that they're going to ultimately bend to based on these metrics that they get back after this.
Yeah.
They're going to see. Yeah.
I mean, you're already starting at low numbers, so I guess we'll see where things land. But part of the thing is, too, I forget who was saying it was probably Blizzard at some point, which, take it or leave it. But it was, if people leave your game satisfied or unsatisfied, that kind of depends on where you leave it. So
that is true.
We will see. But
we will see. Yeah.
So next week I will be out.
Yep.
Just waiting for that to be official, but so far it's looking like it.
Yeah,
Gonna go get to see a thing.
Oh, you've seen a thing.
Seeing a thing. Yep, doing a thing. Doing a thing. Things and stuff.
Things and stuff.
Kicking names and taking ass. Wait.
The Lords will be at the New York Comic Con, so I will be out next week.
Nice, yeah. So and then if we're both gone, then I know Travis isn't gonna
he ain't
be a talking head up here. He's got enough. He's got many other reviews and real life job and all that other stuff to do. So yeah, next week will be a week off. So the week after, we'll see who's around. We'll definitely talk about the dungeon. That'll give people time to play the dungeon and kind of get a good experience out of it and all that type of stuff.
Josh, she says, I wonder if the thing is a thing. Is that Scarrow posted a fact?
Oh. No, I can tell you it's not that. No.
It's not that thing of a thing.
Yeah, shout out to Scarrow. Shout out to Scarrow. He got to play Marathon. So
yes.
So there were some tweets going out there. He was one of the Destiny creators. The other ones I saw were not typical Destiny creators that I saw tweet out, but they got to play Marathon. And I'm not surprised, Scarrow. He's been in the puzzle universe. He solved the first ARG. He's really big with the Bungie Foundation. And like somebody was like, oh, are you going to get to? And I was like, for me, if they wanted my perspective on Marathon, if I ever got to do a playtest, the only reason they would ever invite me is if they want to know what a casual PvP player's perspective of this is going to be like. I'm serious though. Like that is the reason. It's like I am not a PvP elite. So what is the average person's experience going to be like? That is the only reason I'm ever getting an invite for Marathon. That's why I don't ever expect an invite for Marathon.
You've gotten a Bungie. You haven't gotten a Bungie invite yet?
No.
This is BS. What? My man ain't get the invite. Yeah, I just thought about that. I did not get the invite. That's crazy. We got to get him down to HQ, y'all. What's going on, Bungie? Come on, my man.
There are way too many people that have done many things for this game. There are a lot of creators in this, and there's only so much time. So it's.
We know you're humble, but you deserve to be there.
I mean, I appreciate it, but it's also one of those things. There are tons of people, and depends on what they're looking for and who's going for. And if I don't fit the bill at the moment, I mean, that's kind of the thing you learn in content creation, trying to cover games. No one has ever do a damn thing. You are never like, oh, I deserve to get a review code. You're like, no, you don't. Nobody does.
No, you don't. No one deserves.
No one does. If you are lucky enough to get one, treat it with respect. Do what you can. It's like you got to be prepared for the opportunity.
By my humble opinion, based on your commitment to the game and the type of content that you do to provide people who are returning players or new players, to this game throughout the life cycle of this game, ups and downs. I think it would be nice if they would.
I mean, I would happily go. But we don't need a petition. Stop that.
No, I'm not doing that.
No, let's chat too. I'm just like, no. But the idea is like it would always depend on what they were looking for. If they were like, hey, we want to try and solve the new player problem.
Right.
Happily, please come talk to me because I have some ideas and this is who I make my content for. But on the other side, if they're like, hey, we've got a specialized PvP mode for the elites, I'm like, yeah, we're not looking at Ebontis. He doesn't qualify at all. He's going to be the first guy out in the tournament.
We want to debut Armor 2.0.
Please talk to me.
Please talk to my mans. That's the guy. That aligns well with you.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So it's interesting that people are getting a play test, they're getting people to like look at it. And we've seen multiple of those kind of sessions come through. So do you think it comes out in 2025?
I mean, it feels like it now only because of the fact, obviously the rumors were that it were, we do know they had to set back with director and stuff like that, but they're play testing now. I gotta assume. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the question. No one wants to call their shot for the fall of 2025 until one major company calls their shot in 20. So nobody's going to say anything.
Yeah.
If GTA 6 goes, we're going to come out fall of 2025. It's going to be exactly. That's what I was exactly going to say, because I don't think it's going to be spring or summer, because you've already got Destiny doing some of that stuff, which they're going to keep going. But like, I don't feel like you're not going to pull another summer E3 launch for Marathon. That's going to be a holiday kind of thing. And then, as you said, GTA 6 is like fall 2025. You're like, I'm going somewhere else. Everybody is.
Facts. Don't play around with that. No, I agree.
Oh man. So February 4th is actually smart for episode 3, I think, depending on how they drop it and stuff. But that one's going to dodge some of February. I know February is still packed. I know you've got a list like I do for February, which is just so yeah. Episode, I can at least mark it down because I was trying to watch my calendar for game release spreadsheet that I've got over here.
Yeah.
I'm really sad Game Informer shut down because I really liked their calendar. It was so well curated.
Good. Yes, very curated well.
Let's see. That will now be February 4th. Yeah, but Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yep.
I know that's you.
Avowed
on the 18th. Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think, is going to get.
Shadows.
I think that's going to get eaten alive, sadly.
And then your Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter and Yakuza on the same day.
I forgot about Yakuza.
And there's probably something I'm missing because what got delayed? Oh, it's something. Altars.
Oh yeah.
That got delayed to Q1.
January. Hopefully January.
Better be January if you're somebody. Yeah, that better be a January game because I was like, and then I think Eternal Strands is one that Travis got to preview, and I think I can say I've got to preview that a little bit. There, I think they were looking at anybody who says early 2025 and hasn't narrowed it down yet, I'm like, you better do January or April. Yep. February is booked.
Stay out of February.
I am
bro.
so
You don't want
tired
that
of it
smoke.
being just like, let's see if we can shove everything into this month. And I know there's like fiscal quarters and these other things and all, but I'm like, too many of you in February, some of you guys are going to lose and your fiscals are going to look a little bit better if you do April. Promise. Yeah. Long term, it's going to be better. So that's one of those.
I think we'll get a couple of people to blink. My prediction is we'll get somebody to blink out of February.
Of the list I said, who do you think? Oh, Civ 7, by the way.
Yeah, that's a big game, regardless.
Oh,
That's
I know.
Yeah,
it's like not everybody, but it's a big game.
I'm hoping Avowed takes the queue.
I bet I could see that.
I'm hoping they do.
I'm hoping Yakuza would be smart to move. Launching on the same day as Monster Hunter Wilds just doesn't feel smart.
It's not smart. It's not smart.
I don't think that's your best bet.
That's considered, even though it's a funny, cool, goofy idea, it's considered a sideline kind of Yakuza in the sense that it's not.
Oh, is it? It's not like.
Yeah, it's a favorite.
Well, Kiryu was the who was the okay? So I know he's Kiryu Judgment, right?
Kiryu was the main. No, that Judgment's a whole different canon.
Okay, I'm trying to think. Sorry,
in the same world, but Kiryu has been with the Yakuza franchise from the beginning, and then when Like a Dragon series came out, then Ichiban became the new protagonist, right? Infinite Wealth, they both fought together, kind of thing. But now this is like a spin-off story with one of the extra characters. That's so
this is an extended universe, as Travis would say.
Yeah, okay. This is not a mainline character. It's just that he's very popular, as you know, he's been in the universe for so long. So it's still a risk, and they're doing. So my thing is, you want that game to kind of shine. Doing it against the biggest game with Monster Hunter is not intelligent.
Yeah, I was like, that's going to be the biggest thing of Q1. I don't think there's a question. Like, if I'm wrong about that, feel free to call me on it. But I'm pretty sure that one's going to be
Monster Hunter 1, Assassin's Creed 2. Those, regardless to however controversies or not, it's an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah,
and it's going to be big. That's their Call of Duty, so to speak, for engagement. Ubisoft.
Yeah, March right now, like Tales of the Shire, Suikoden remaster. Not much. Like, I think there's a lot of waiting around right now. This has been a hell of a year for games.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody was like, 2023, we're never going to have a... I'm like, man, 2024 can probably put a pretty good stack up next to 2023. I got to be honest. I have played a lot of good stuff this year.
I like 2024. I'm not going to say, look, 2023 was crazy, insane, no question. But people acting like 2024 is bad. I'm like,
hell no.
No, we're not doing that. Like, 2024 is good. It's solid. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. We still, like I said, Metaphor I'm playing, which is amazing. Wukong, you got so much stuff. Astrobot was amazing.
Astrobot was like, so many people were like, I love gaming again. I'm like, okay, that sounds like a whole different animal there.
Bro, Tekken was great. Like, this has been a good year.
We got some Concords. We got some Shattered Spaces there and there, too. I mean,
we got some bad stuff, too.
You want to know a funny one? Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming to PC on the 29th of October.
I heard it's Red Dead Redemption 1.
One, sorry, it's 1. Yeah, okay. Not 2. 1. And then Veilguard is going to be on the 31st. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered release date curse again, also on the 31st of October.
They don't learn. They don't learn. Whoever's down with Horizon,
whoever's the release date scheduler,
bruh,
fired. Like, I'm sorry, you're fired. We do not need you anymore. Breath of the Wild, yep, was the other one.
God, I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing?
Just brutal, absolutely brutal. I mean, we had Final Shape this year. I saw that got nominated for Best Expansion. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I played Cocoon this year. So did you, by the way.
Yeah.
No.
Was good.
Oh, no, it wasn't. That was last year. Damn it.
Last year.
I just need to go look through this year's releases because I would have to go back. Yeah, it's been a hell of a year for games. Black Myth Wukong, though, that's my top 10 easy.
Sick.
Because, like, if you didn't see the true ending, and I almost have to show you that somehow.
Yeah, you got to show me because I'm never doing that.
No, I know you'll never see.
You're gonna have to show me that. That is never going to be accomplished.
Like the fight that you go through, and then what happens after the fight, and that is 100% optional. And then you do the final fight, and you're like,
the Rebirth, Shadow of Erdtree.
Yeah, whoa, Shadow, Rebirth, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, one of the best Metroidvanias I've ever played, without a doubt. Like, it's top 5. They did so much. Still not did start Wukong. Wukong. If you're gonna do Wukong, anybody, I will tell you, make sure before you get to like chapter 6 of 6 that you go find all the optional bosses. Just look up a guide so you know where to find all the bosses and check all the boxes. You want to experience the true ending. So good.
Nice.
Yeah. Hellblade 2. There you go. That one kind of came in like a bit of a came and went. It's like, it's really pretty. And that was mostly it.
And it was pretty short.
It was shorter than I think I expected to hear out of that one. Silent Hill 2 from Bloober Team, surprising everybody.
Yeah, people.
Nobody had nobody had hope for them.
Yeah,
Konami and Bloober Team, and you're going no, and then it gets like it's like an 86 on Metacritic right now.
Yeah, that was sick.
Metaphor, some people's like absolute favorite crushing right now.
Oh yeah, and I got to shout out my little indie darling, my little. Well, I can't say it's not really indie, but my Path to the Goddess. It's not indie.
Yeah, no, I played that too. Absolutely did.
I enjoyed it.
So there's a game called Windblown. I think I talked to you guys about that week. That's going to be in the Steam Next Fest. Look for that one to play. Plucky Squire, by the way, still haven't played that.
Yeah, really good thing. My boy's playing from LongNet. Yeah, he loves it.
Frostpunk 2. I played and beat that campaign, and that thing has so much potential if you love that style of game. Space Marine 2.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that was underrated gem.
Yep.
Underrated, yes.
What else? Deadlock came out of Valve's nowhere and be like, we're sure, fine. Okay, we'll admit it, finally. You've got stuff like Once Human and First Ascendant, which people have just dumping hours into that.
Yep.
Like 2024 is Helldivers, by the way. That kicked off the year pretty well.
Helldivers was great. Yeah, Helldivers was fantastic.
So many things. A little bit of Let Him Cook. Played a little of that.
Technically not a full release yet.
No,
no. Surprisingly, even though it's under legal scrutiny right now, Power World was a sensation.
Oh, Power World is going to have nightmare with Nintendo's lawyers. But, yes, it was...
Power World was a sensation.
Nintendo's looking over that and be like, I think we got to do some work, guys.
Yep.
But we want to sue them so we can take our time.
Yep. Figuring out a way.
Switch 2. Are you there day one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm there for Switch 2 day one, for sure. The rumors are today they're saying like $400 potential.
Yep. Sounds about right with all the world of pricing.
SKUs. Yeah.
See, Nintendo's making a $100 clock. I saw something about it. I didn't look into it because I heard it was a joke. So that Nintendo's about to release a game called Poke World.
Poke World.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Pokemon Universe World.
World.
Pokemon with guns. They turn around and then whoever makes Power World sues them. They're like, whoa. You can't have monsters with guns now doing stuff with Pokeballs. That's our thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well, Dungeon is tomorrow at launch. I might check it out and kind of see what it's like to dabble on Contest a bit if I get somebody to play with me. But I think main goal is to probably work on the guide over the weekend whenever I can get it out. Yeah. So that's the main piece for me.
I'm actually jumping probably Saturday, Friday. I'll look at how the World First and all that stuff's going. See, let the Savages get everything done.
Oh, yeah. I'm expecting. What would you go over under on 3 hours? That's okay. Over under on 2 hours.
Over
under on 3 hours.
Yeah, about 3. 3 is about right.
Okay.
Yeah, dungeons, I feel like get knocked out.
I feel like Salt and some of those guys can do some of those dungeons and like, we're done in 45 minutes or something. I feel like those don't.
I agree.
Contest may make it a little more of a grind because people are probably like first the mechanics, then a little bit more. But overall, I'm gonna guess that about 3 hours. That's why
I like the aesthetic. I like the fact it's icebreaker, and I want that damn hoodie.
Would be.
I want that hoodie. That hoodie is, and I'm mad because shout out to my man Back for Dead, because he put me onto the Warlock hoodie that you used to remember, bro. I can't find that anywhere. So I lost that hoodie, bro. I'm like, I don't know what happened to it. Bro, the Warlock hoodie.
Oh, I've got my Titan hoodie.
I don't know what I did. I tore my house up. Somebody stole my shit. I left it in the hotel. Like, bro, somebody had.
You might have left it. Nobody stole it.
So I need another good Destiny hoodie, and I'm like, oh, that's clean right there. And I'm just mad at Bungie for not allowing that old Warlock one to come back up. It's crazy. But anyway.
Sometimes Contest kicking you to start if you wipe. That'd be funny. If you do a wipe, you got to start the whole thing over.
That's wild.
Old school Nightfall Contest mentality.
That would be wild.
Woo! They said there's res tokens already, so I mean, it's definitely going to be some checkpointing. I will be curious. I will be watching Salt and people like that will probably blast it. I'll watch Fallout. Let's kind of get a little more of like understanding of what's going on because he'll usually play at a more reasonable pace, and then I'll try and jump in. He will. There's no question he won't. Yeah, I mean he does dungeons. I've seen him solo them too, but I know he will for sure. The big ones will all be there. I mean, Cross and everybody will be there. It's a thing. Yeah. So, yep. Well, thank you guys for hanging today. Nice little Thursday afternoon chat. We got a 49ers game to watch tonight, so nice to knock this out early.
This one.
Yeah, against the Seahawks, especially in conference,
in
we got
Seattle, first place on the line. We all the struggles we could win and be in first place.
That's kind of the thing. Yeah,
but we lose, we'd be 0-4 in the conference.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that means
hold on. I gotta look now.
Bro, we've lost to every conference team. We lost to the Rams. We've lost to Arizona. And if we lose Seattle, we will be 0 in the conference.
Yeah, we're after the conference already. We're pretty screwed.
So we need this win bad.
Arizona's the only one. Arizona somehow is 2-2 in the conference. They're the only one who has a decent record in the conference. Seattle's 0-2 in the conference.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
We are lucky our division is bad this year.
Yeah. I remember because my wife is a Cowboys fan, and there were times like that whole division was worse than like the lowest team in other divisions. And I feel like we might be running one of those this year.
We're definitely there.
We're not as bad as the Browns.
Yes.
Because our quarterback's decent. But man, I will say the surprise, like couple surprises. Minnesota didn't call that one.
Yeah.
Commanders.
Yes. Huge. That quarterback, Jaden. Yeah. Looks good.
Jaden Daniels, I think. And then I am sorry. I have like a soft spot. I want Josh Allen to win. Like if like the 49ers aren't in it, I'm going for the Bills because I feel like Josh Allen's just like a good dude working his butt off and like he's been screwed over by Kansas City multiple times and other things. I feel like he is due to like
the way he plays.
Yeah, I feel like because he's a big dude, fights hard.
Yeah. He's an MVP type candidate player. Yeah. That whole team revolves around him. Yeah, I like his style of play.
So we'll be watching that dungeon tomorrow. I will be streaming when I get started. I don't know if I'll jump in. If I do have a team, I'll jump in, but I'll be watching too. And then once I actually start playing, you guys will see me on here. So it just might be a delayed stream start. And then when other people are done, come watch me struggle. So that'll be fun.
Sir. Yeah, on weekend dungeon. Then I watch my Mets on Sunday.
There you go.
LCS. I'm excited.
So ALCS, that leads into World Series, right? Championship. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
We be the winner. We face the winner of either Dodgers or Padres. The winner of that.
Who do you want to face?
I'm not even playing that game.
Oh, I didn't know. Like
be here.
Oh no, I just didn't know if there's like if one's way better than the other per se, or if
historically, the Dodgers always tend to have tougher teams. But I heard this year that San Diego's. I've been so out of the loop.
I believe it. Yeah.
On Met and whoever their opponent is.
My team's the Rangers, and they somehow won the World Series like a year or two ago. I think it was last year. Out of nowhere, I'm like, I'm sorry, you won I only start paying attention to baseball if like local team gets in.
Yeah,
and then after Houston won, but then they were having the cheating scandal. I'm like, well, y'all suck.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So not the best. Yeah,
both teams are good. Both LA and San Diego. They're good. Like I just want to ride this wave, man. If we can pull this,
enjoy it, man.
Keep it going.
It's been fun to see. Just got to make sure your blood pressure stays intact on this one.
Tell
no more ninth innings.
Tell your brother Pete Alonso we thank him.
Okay, I'll make sure and reach out. I'll pass the word along.
The Alonso family.
At some point, you gotta. I was like, I don't know. I look at the picture and I don't really see it. Maybe side by side or something.
Side profile, yes.
This one.
I'm gonna send you one. I'll send you. Yes, 100%, 100% Pete, right there. Polar bear, right there. There we go.
Apparently, I'm the polar bear for the weekend. So
he's the polar bear.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Good episode, Cog. Of course, good to chat. Sir. You got anything to look out for? Anything going on?
Yeah. Just obviously ILP this Sunday. Like I said, if those in the New York area, New York Comic Con, we got some fun stuff planned, some interviews, some developers. I don't know if I could talk about the game and stuff that will be revealed yet, but we're going to be covering. Yeah, we're going to be covering something that we're excited to cover, and then get a chance to see maybe some potential people there. You know, little MCU people, some movie star people. We'll see. You know. A lot of TV and stuff like that. So I don't really do Comic Con.
Quick, so off the cuff.
Yes.
So the celebrity you'd like to have a dinner with?
Ooh, celebrity or like actor personally?
Actor, just but celebrity? That's either. But go actor first.
I came across Denzel, but I haven't got a chance to.
Oh, dude, that's
that would be sick. He said,
Disney,
Puff
get out of
Daddy,
here.
yo,
No.
stupid.
No.
No Diddy.
No.
Oh, yeah. Let me
So
see.
wrong.
As far as
Yeah, Denzel would be, man, that'd be elite.
That'd be insane. Yeah, that'd be insane. I would say that, and then in the comic sphere, actually, like to talk to the people, the directors and stuff. Like, I would like to Kevin Feige. What's my man that did Terminator and Avatar? Cameron. I'm a huge those guys. Yeah, Caiatl would be cool.
Keanu would be just like the chillest dinner.
Yeah, super chill. Chill. Those probably.
He'd just be like, I had dinner with Keanu Reeves. How was it? It was fine. Like, it was just chill. It was the most low key dinner you could ever ask for. Yeah.
Yeah, he said, Bill Cosby, you share a drink and yo, you stupid. What about you? Who was your celebrity or actor?
Ones that I've seen that would be fun. Tom Hanks would be one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you said Denzel. I can't not man, just so much, respect for. I can't remember. Also, one of the things I saw Denzel do when he was giving an award to Samuel L. Jackson, he's like, Samuel L. Jackson's been in hundreds of movies, so many things. He's like, what you don't hear about is where he donates all of his money to and just starts listing off charities. And Denzel did that for him. And I was just like, so much respect. But no, Denzel's elite. But yeah, Tom Hanks, I think, would be just fun. Because have you ever seen I've seen things go around on Twitter where somebody fell asleep in a bar and Tom Hanks takes a picture on his phone with him, but doesn't wake him up. So then he wakes up with a picture of him and Tom Hanks on the phone and he'd be like, Tom Hanks was here and I wasn't asleep.
That is hilarious. Well, he did it with the dude's phone?
Yeah, he literally put it on him. He left him a picture with I'm Tom Hanks and I'm here with you while you're sleeping in a bar.
Yo, that's funny.
That one was pretty good. I think Hugh Jackman would be a really cool one too. From what I've heard about him, he's just a legit good dude from everybody who's worked with him. Those are a couple. Yeah, and Hugh Jackman's just been in so much stuff between musicals and just talent from head to toe. I'm just it's not fair.
Oh yeah, super talented for sure.
But yeah, some of this just the good ones because there's you hear rumors about people being
about
kind of turds and stuff like that. But just some of the good ones.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those are a couple if I got lucky or so. But yeah, I've honestly I can't think of a celebrity I've even seen. I've been in the wrong place in Dallas that I'm not on the coast where anything big or cool happens. I'm not near anything.
Spoiled because of New York. New York, it happens. All the time. You bump into people, you see people. Yeah, that kind of stuff kind of happens. You cross paths.
Have not crossed basically anything. It's been pretty uncelebrity filled. So I would have to try and keep my own.
Fair enough, sir.
All right, random question to end it for fun. That's where we are. So 311 is the episode of today. Thank you guys for hanging. And for this episode's ending, it has been the last word.
Last word.